I cheated all the time. When I found them, I put them in the same place. Next time I would search for them, I couldn't find that third one or that fourth one. Well, I knew exactly where to go and pick them up. Maybe there was cheating, but it was my game, and guess who made the rules? You need to know that I was only about 9 or 10 years old when things were at its absolute worst. We had nothing to occupy our time with constructively. No paper, no pencils, no books, no games. So I was lucky at such an imaginative mind, and my imaginative games were always based on a positive attitude. Would search for a piece of glass or a piece of a mirror, whatever I could find on the dirt ground in Bergen-Belsen. And when the sun would shine, that little piece of glass would cast a reflection onto the ground, and that little wiggly reflection, it became my pet. As long as the sun would shine, I would have my pet, and my pet would never ever die. I would also imagine that one day I once again would have my 3 B's. And these 3 B's represent our everyday comforts and necessities that we all take so much for granted. First B represented a bed. I knew that someday I once again would have my very own bed with a real mattress, clean sheets, and enough blankets to keep me warm. Second B represented a bath. Warm water, soap, clean towel, and with that would come toothpaste and a toothbrush, of course. And the third B was bread. I knew that someday I once again would have enough bread so that I would never again go hungry. These imaginative games, if you will, they were my survival techniques. They were my survival skills. Do you know that we all have survival techniques and skills within us? When the need arises, we just have to search for them, find them, and be sure that we put them to work. No one is spared adversity. No one is spared hardship. We all have to overcome obstacles at one time or another. But with perseverance, with determination, with faith, and above all hope, one can overcome just about anything and everything. Above all, don't ever, ever give up hope. It is not so much what happens to a person, it's how we deal with the situation that makes the difference. I came to America and I got acquainted with potato chips. And whoever was eating them was dipping in something white and creamy. I was so sure that that was mayonnaise. Well, I couldn't wait to get my own big bag of potato chips and my own jar of mayonnaise. And oh my goodness, did that do a job for me. I very quickly became a big 13-year-old, and remember there I was with these little 9-year-olds. You know they could have made plenty fun of me, looked differently than they did, definitely acted differently than they did. But I need you to know that they were so good to me. They helped me with my homework, included me in their games. I hope that when a new student comes into your class, into your school, your community, that you too help him or her to adjust to a new situation. Put yourself in his or her place, how you might feel if you're placed in a strange or new environment. Be kind and good and respectful towards one another, please. And you, the students here at the Columbia Central Middle School and High School, you are so fortunate to be receiving a good education in beautiful environments with dedicated teachers. Do not take your educational opportunities for granted. Make the most of it. Give your studies an extra measure of hard work. You will never, ever regret it. Nathaniel's from New York. He went to Bradley University in Peoria, lucky me. Went home on vacation, and way back then in the 1950s, long-distance telephone calls were very expensive. There were no computers, no emails, but for a 3-cent stamp, and there really was such a thing as a 3-cent stamp, we would write to one another every single day. Major, major problems. In his letters to me, he would add 5 words, 10. I don't know, I still think it's 10. All right, whatever. Asked me to put these words define them and put them in the sentence. That's a lot of nerve with all I had to do, but I knew he meant to help me with my English, and I guess it did work, so I thank you, Nathaniel. I, on the other hand, would write my letters in rough draft with the dictionary by my side. And only when I was satisfied with the way the letter was written would I dare mail it to him. Talking about a dictionary, my father always carried a little chunky German-English dictionary with him, and he would study the vocabulary in secret whenever possible, always with the hope that someday he would reach America. When we came to the United States back in 1948 and approached New York Harbor, we were told the night before that if we wanted to see the Statue of Liberty, that we need to be on deck bright and early the next morning. Well, you can be sure that each and every one of us was on deck to greet and be greeted by that magnificent symbol of freedom, the freedom that had been denied us for so many years. And to this day, when we crossed the Verrazano Bridge, Brooklyn, Michigan, huh? Okay, Brooklyn, Michigan, okay, needs an explanation. But the Verrazano Bridge is a long bridge that connects the borough of Brooklyn in New York with that of Staten Island. So, to this day, whenever we cross the bridge and reach a certain point on the bridge, I will always crane my neck to see the Statue of Liberty. It's the most magnificent, beautiful, meaningful sight. Next time when you're in the big city of New York, make it your business to visit the Statue of Liberty. Do I still speak those languages? Ik spreek een klein beetje Hollands, I speak a little bit of Dutch. Annehme der Berge gesagt, I speak some Hebrew. Ich spreche ein sehr gutes Deutsch, I speak an excellent German, and I do speak some English. Okay. Any questions? Anyway.